So, baby, we can do it. Take the time, do it right. We can do it, baby. Do it tonight. Take your time. Thank you. What's going on? Let me see something here. Yeah, I figured that as much. Oh, this little bowl here just gives so much. It's broken in. Oops. Oops. Oh, really, oops. Ah. May the power of blue argonite propel you. May the power of blue argonite propel you. May the power of blue argonite propel you. uh, you know, we give out that Verge energy, baby. You know, I give that Verge energy. Verge cuts through ignorance. You need the thunderbolt to cut through ignorance. And to charge through motion. To charge through motion, baby. You want it to fully power up. And so I give it to you through vibration. You dig it, baby? I give it to you through vibration, baby. See that? So that's where these sounds is coming from. These is Virgin vibrations. Whew, that was about to take me somewhere, baby. Thank you so much. Whew, that hit it. That hit it. May we also give you the power of the sacred ball game indeed. My daughter and my ex was telling me, they was like, well, why are you wearing the skull? And I'm like, what skull? I do not have a skull, that I wear around, and I'm trying to figure out what the fuck are they talking about. And there is nothing in this that looks like a skull. Well, welcome, y'all. Oh, maybe I should lighten up. Maybe I should illuminate for y'all. So you can straight up see this gangster aggy shit. Yeah. It is probably too tight for me. The son bought it. But it's that aggy shit, But welcome to the Chocolate Mom Show. I am your super funky host, Big Pontiac. I am also the holder of the Infinite Sacred Ball Game created by the Hero Twins. And I am also your one and only Galactic Daddy-O. Greeting all the Chocolate Mountaineers on my galactic patio that extends from Minnesota to the universe. Welcome one, welcome all. Today we definitely did it right. And just as I told you, I was going to get a jug at Boat Brothers Brewery. And I thought about doing a video there of me getting this nectar. This is what it was like in the old days. In the old days, if you wanted liquor, this is the simulation. You would take something like this from somebody you knew that made it. Same way with beer. Almost every place in America, one point had people that made your beer and your liquor. So this is newly, freshly minted beer. So pop them if you got them, for sure. And I have to have the Killian's Barrel Cup that you do not have right now. You have to admit, you do not have this. Or the Boat Brothers. Oh, and this is called the Irish Ale. 6.5. It's Rose Cell, I think they call it. Let me read the cap, just to give them their publicity. Yeah, Irish Red. It's truly an Irish Red. I am funky. Look at that. That is Irish Red. Fresh beer that ain't sat for a month. And you look at this and wonder why you are not sitting in my place drinking and smelling this fresh beer. So pop them if you got them. Okay, that was some clumsy shit. But it's all right. Let me tell you. When you get when you get into these gummy kind of deals, you can get Delta 8 and THC now. Pretty much everywhere this is legal. This is 100 milligrams. I've taken 100 milligrams in one hit. One little gummy. But I kind of understand what these are for. So like if you take, say, 100 milligram, or even you just take a 50, an hour and a half, you could take another 10, and it kind of, I could see where in a way it might save. So I just took 2 of these, and I'm pretty nice. Might take 2 more, but herb. So smoke them if you want them. Smoke them if you want them. So welcome, y'all. This is my I guess I got some shit to write down. Yeah, I've got some shit. Yeah. Where do I need to start? Oh yeah. Super Sly is a hard guy to follow. I was going to talk shit about Super Sly. I had some shit to talk shit about you about. But I forgot about it. I don't remember what it was. But I remembered it, but I don't remember it now. But you gave me gold. Thank you. You gave me some shit that I can put together. Thank you, Super Sly. But I didn't even need to talk shit about you still. But thank you, Super Sly, because you gave me something to put together. Because I've been wondering what to put together for Brother Nick, but you just gave me some shit that I'm going to put together now. It's for you too, in Truth Teller. So you gave some gold out, even though I still don't remember what it was, but you did give me some gold out, Super Sly. So yes. So I want to start like this today. I want to say, 43 years ago today, I remember being very high. Went home very high. I used to wear just a stocking cap in my shit with butter wave. I mean, really, it's just nothing. Wash my hair, grease it, wear a stocking cap, and the shit would just be like. And I just remember sitting there, new clothes, and I had an opportunity in front of me. I got to go to A&T. I knew since January. The coach came to watch me hoop. Shit was like a snowstorm, like a motherfucker. So he just came to the house. He was gonna watch me hoop, and a snowstorm had hit, so he couldn't get in. So he just came to the house and shit. So and I was lucky. I got to leave because I look at so many other people that, and you got to understand, the mentality of educated, smart, alert young people. And young people see other young people taking off, they ain't here no more. They didn't took off and did something. You kind of still around. You part of that generation, just still around, and you seeing all these people in your kind of thing that's just taking off doing something else. For a lot of people, that makes them join the service. At least they can say they went somewhere. They may come back to the hometown, but at least they went somewhere. So a lot of people take that route, if you understand. And then some people just get it right into working, whatever their career may be. And so I was lucky. I was really lucky to kind of know what I wanted to do, at least for the short term. But as I try to tell you, when I talk about why people don't turn on the fix and tell about the fix, as I've said, I have 40-year relationships with people. 40-year business relationships with people, 40 years of hustling. 40 years of hustling relationships with people. So it was golden, to get that chance, and no matter that kind of thing, but it opened up a whole world for me of knowing people from all across the country and being able to adjust to all these different personalities and fit in. And then even making my personality shine. And making them motherfuckers work for me. So, I am feeling myself, but I usually am. So, let's see what's coming up. Hey, what's happening, PJ? I'm taking that you are back. Oh, yeah. Hey, this, the motherfucker, the old one was sitting there. But, yeah, this is a jug of beer. This is called a growler. This is a growler. And this shit ain't cheap. This thing cost me, the price went up. Last time I bought it was about 20. I think the price was 25. Plus I bought a can of this too. Because I looked at this, like the thing about this is I gotta drink it tonight. It really maybe tomorrow, but it really goes because it's like tap beer. When you buy a keg, you gotta drink that keg in a reasonable time because it's fresh beer. So yeah, it's called a growler. But thank you. Hey, Mopreen, thank you for the kind words. Hey, Vodka, thank you. Thank you for joining. Growlers on deck. Indeed. J.R. Jeffries, is it okay for a stepdad boyfriend to kiss a daughter? Well, I guess, whoops. I would say depending on the age, the younger, the more affectionate they are. I would say depending on the age, that's how I would play that. Because when you got like really the ages of 8 years old to 4, girls will kiss you. My daughters kiss them, tickle them, slam them. So, like my brother would say, like with my brother's children, they were 7, 4, and 2 at the time, I believe. And first time meeting me, and I'm kissing them, body slamming them, tickling them, playing with them. So but these are my nieces and my nephews too. So it really depends. Not an easy thing, but depends on the age. I would say you shouldn't be kissing on her at 11. I still kiss my daughter when she goes to sleep, when she's with me. When we part, I kiss her. I kiss her on the top of her head. I tease her because she kissed her mom. She'll kiss her mom, on her face, and then like she'll just let me kiss the top of her head. But that's okay. So that's and then the time around, how long you've been around. So just really younger children tend to be more affectionate. Uh, like my ex-wife and her new man, he has I think a 4-year-old, and I'm pretty sure she kisses him at 4. I'm pretty sure, just knowing she likes little children like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if she kissed him and hugged him. That wouldn't surprise me if I asked her and she told me she did. That wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, it's the age. It's definitely the age. Um, Alchemist Handbook. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I got back Monday morning. I got to hit you up this weekend. Okay, for real. Hit me up. Yeah, you kissed your daughter in the forehead. Yeah, yeah. That's even my 16-year-old daughter. I kiss her on top of her head. But yeah, I kiss my daughter like I'll kiss her in her hair. She'll put her big head down. I smack her. So that's the way to go. I mean, that's the way to go. The younger, they tend to be more physical as they're younger. But like after 10, probably not. I mean, maybe when she graduate, you know, a girl graduate, maybe, maybe. Just depends how long you've been around. Like she 10 years old and then she graduated 18 and you kissed her for graduating. You've been around for 8 years. Probably okay. Probably okay. So that's how you kind of got to gauge that. Real hard thing to answer though, just given the climate. The climate is such. Kind of got to play it. As long as no funny shit. Yeah, as long as no funny shit. Yeah. Oh, thank you. It's just too small. Can't wear it around. I wear it now, but I ain't gonna wear it around. That's like the only Aggie shit other than my jacket, my varsity jacket. Other than that. Hey, how you doing, man? What's been happening? I hope everything is good with you. Just celebrating tonight. The whole this whole shit a father feed his seed sibling kind of thing. Well, you feed all your children stimulus. You stimulate them too. Give them thoughtful things, but you definitely. I've said this before. My grandfather and my stepfather really taught me how to love children by the way they play with me, and I would really say it started with my grandfather. My grandfather just. I was really the first boy baby that he was around from the time he was born to when I got little man, and just the way he played with me. We lived with him for a couple years, and just the way I would jump on him and tackle him, and he'd just throw me around. And then my stepfather was very similar as that too. And so those things helped me the way I interacted with first with my brothers. My father has children. I got a stepmother, but the way I interacted with them when they were little is the same way they interacted with their children, both of them. And I ain't even have to be around them. I already know because they did that with my two boys that still live in Michigan. This is how they interacted with them, the same way I interact, and not so much the way my father interacted with them. My father wasn't really that um, hug you, tickle you. He'd let me tackle him and stuff, and he liked to box, and karate, but he just really wasn't the same as my grandfather and my stepfather. It was a little different kind of shit. My father kicked me. I had a white shirt on, and my father did a round kick, like a round. No, he did a back kick, and just caught me like square on my chest, and his footprint was on my chest because me and my uncle was kind of rushing him, and he got me good. I was coming in, and he just caught me, and his footprint. So the rest of the day, they was just laughing at me because big footprint was on my chest. So when everybody shows they love different, it ain't one way, Mm. Hey, Black Trunks, what's happening, man? How you doing this evening? So just feeling it, the vibe hasn't been good all day. Been able to work. Shit, looks like I can get some holiday work this weekend and Monday. Tomorrow, tomorrow's kind of cool because tomorrow, might go see the Sound of Blackness at the casino. So they're from St. Paul, so that and they're not doing gospel music; they're doing hits, R&B music. So I think I got to do a little political stuff tomorrow, but I got to call because I tried to call through my daughter's mother, and the friend on the reservation is more friends with the other person. There, the two friends are feuding, so I get along with the other lady. So I should have called her today. I'm gonna call her tomorrow to call her friend to call because Lori lives on the reservation, and sometimes Lori can get the hook up on tickets. So, and it's 2 shows tomorrow, 7 and 9. So I think that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. So. Shit, the 4th, the shit is free at the casino. They just got the music is free, and then they got trucks on both sides. Then the music festival is next weekend. It's a 2-day event, 4 hours of music both days, and it's so close where I might just buy a wagon and just carry the wagon. It's a bus, but where I live, probably just gonna walk. It's a nice little walk, but it's better than driving. So I'm just going to take the wagon probably and walk a couple weeks from now. So one day is rock. I saw Lita Ford. I saw her there a few years ago. And so then the other day is country, which I ain't. But I like live music. I like being outside. I like being outside and being buzzed. Oh, there he is, that bad man, Siova, the technician. What is happening? That is my bad man from Japan. Siova. Siova, my son is building his computer Friday. And then once he builds his, we're going to build mine. So looks like the computer going to come back. So yeah, it's kind of going good. Yeah, it's going good. So we're going to get that equipment first because he's getting into the gaming. And then after he builds his, he's gonna build mine. So yeah, it's something to look forward to. Yeah, but yeah, when we found out the equipment and got all the stuff, I thought about you. So yeah, we're trying to do it better, get it back better. But thank you for joining me. Despite my lack of tech superiority. Thank you guys for joining. Because it's like really, it's inspiring that a few people would at least join. Yeah, you know, that so that people think what I'm saying has a little bit of worth. So I appreciate that. One or however many ever I try to bring in, and I try to give you guys some things to think about. Ah, man, let me hit you. I think this is the perfect time. Let me see. Um, yeah, I want y'all to understand this right here. Let me see. All right, here we go. CERN is coming back online. Um, my brother's channel, Thought, Merlin, and the Serpent, he talked about CERN coming back online. But this is something that I want you, and this is a word that y'all need to understand. I've heard a couple people talk about this, and they've called it different things. But Seven Bomber talked about this. But what he called it doesn't, probably the masses wouldn't understand as much as what Quantum of Science said. And so I want y'all to dig what really this is and how this could apply to certain people. So the term is reality generator. So to try to understand this thing, Yadabas, dimension and his creation, as I was saying, aliens been here. There's nothing new about aliens. But what they do is they don't really the government doesn't really have to do, they don't have to bring the aliens, And it's very Matrix-like if you understand. But this is a way where it's not holograms. It is actually putting people in a moment of reality. And in the moment of the reality, what you are in is real to you. So if it's aliens or they let you into the ship, it is ways that this reality can produce that. Now you know the way Western science says, you got to keep being able to produce something, and you can't reproduce it, but you actually lived it. Now, was it real? That's what we get into. Was this real? This wasn't really real. Yes, it was real to that person, and yes, what that person experienced was real to him, but this was created by something that wasn't natural. And then that is the hard trick. That is the hard trick. Is did this really happen, or was this some of their fake bullshit that they done produced? Hey, woke sister, thank you for joining me. Sherry Lita, AD Still, Jody. I just watched your video at work. You was doing your laundry. Uh, you was doing your laundry, and I was listening to your work. So, but I want y'all to understand what this can mean. So even in like with Jody, like even I'll even say this, even initiation, they could create the initiation and make you think you went through all this. In reality, you might not have really went through it. But they created where you got humiliated and whatever you had to do. But on the other hand, they might have just made you think that you went through this. And that's easier. That's easier and takes less time and takes less people. Because they just put a scene in front of you. It's like dreams, and like people don't understand dreams and can't look at it and say, I'm dreaming. I be in that shit, be like, oh, like I said, when I break through, I be like, oh shit, I'm in this shit. And I be running to start doing shit. Like when the shit is really real, but at other times, like a dream, you be like, I'm just dreaming. So you have to understand. That's why I say, to be able to trans with your eyes open, to be able to tell, what peels away and what is really left and what is really there. So to be able to peel that shit away with your eyes open, and like, okay, y'all done put some bullshit in front of me, and I'm not really gonna go for this bullshit. Okay, I'll do it, I'll move with it, but I see what this is. So that probably has to be understood. That has to be understood. Did they put you through that? I'm just spitting shit all at y'all. Sorry about it. So that is more Matrix like than many things. And that makes the Matrix have to do a lot less. And keep this in mind. This can be generated to save so many people at the same time. The same experience, a little bit changed. You dig. So like, and this may offend some people, but really, if you look at the story of Islam and Muhammad in a cave, get fed this stuff, but yet he can't read or write, and he's supposedly scribing to people what was told to him. Now there have been books to show that he was with gas and all this kind of stuff, but do you understand how they could have even done that? They could have completely scripted this. And again, we know they are. Islam is tied into Christianity. They use the Old Testament. The Quraysh, I think that the Quraysh, whatever Muhammad's tribe was, they really was tied kind of to them peoples. But you look in history, how people could have been We even look at Tesla, because Tesla was saying that he could he could re, he could create reality. He was a reality generator in himself. This dude talks about what we just saw on the what was it on Disney Plus, where the dude from Atlanta, remember, he made the first car from the 1500s. It's like these people ain't ready for it. Remember how he put it together? But if you really notice the way the car came together, it was all part by part, and then it came together. I don't know if a lot of people caught that in that scene. Universals, whatever they was called, the Marvel kind of show. The brother that plays the Paperboy, remember he put that scene together with the first steam engine car? That's how Tesla could do it. Tesla could put a machine together. He could create the reality of the machine, put it out there, look at every piece that it took of the blueprints, and see it moving before he actually put it on paper. So he knew how to do it. No doubt he knew how to do it. So wanted to get that out there. Eternals, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sherlita. That's so nice of you. What would be the purpose? And that's a good question. It's too early. Alchemist, I will answer that question. What would be the purpose? Well, as they say, you know, the spirit wanting to feel, the spirit wanting to feel how to fail, how to hurt, how to be cut. And as Brother Bomber says, you know you're a God because you can self-heal. That makes you a God right there. I agree with that. And so you said the purpose of the Matrix, see, it's all about control. It's all about the control. Control of the mass minds, because it's all about controlling consciousness. You know, my mother keeps saying, where does consciousness come from? Consciousness and Hanukkah are basically the same kind of thing, uncreated. And I know, and you know, us being mortal, that's hard to understand. Where to come from? Where to come from? Where to come from? There's things that just always was. They had to come from anywhere. They just always were. Like if we did have one creator, the one creator was just always there with the ability to create this. So he had to come from nowhere to create this. That's the end of the question. No, people say, well, you know, God created, where's the raw materials? That's why they hit you with Brahma. This shit makes more sense because it's like it started. It's like death. Like what you really got to understand is how death is a motherfucker. Death is the darkness like no other darkness. The original, the death that comes, that's some shit it's like instant darkness. It changes this shit. It takes away really quick. That shit comes quick. That shit wipes this shit out quick. That's why when the book, the book of the dead, these mothers try to tell you got to close all this stuff out. I'm telling you that black comes quick. And Wes Paneri talks about the middle ground. You know, learning how to get your acrostic record and learning how to be dead and be immortal. That first kind of stuff is. It is nothing. I can't say you ain't prepared for it, but it is sudden, and it happens so quick that race comes in quick, and it's like Dan Winter says, you have to learn how to take memory to that, and you have to learn. That's the real illumination. You have to really be able to illuminate in that. And that ain't an easy thing, because that shit is like, it ain't no air, it ain't nothing. And you know, Bomber always talks about, when you dream ain't no air, that death shit is like, dream got more air than that death shit. That's for sure. Yeah, dreams you never think about breathing, that death shit, even in this other getting there, you think about that shit. That shit ain't around. The fire, all that goes away. But it doesn't mean that's the end. But I was just, reflecting on how that shit hit me one time. It's like, ooh. It was like, man, I gotta look glimpse at that. And that's some shit. No beginning, it just is. That's right. There's no beginning. Yeah, there's no beginning. Nothing came before it because there was nothing like it. I mean, that's really like really. If you just get the minds and the original minds or the original, I don't know. My brother like says archetypes, and I guess that would Sophia would be a type of archetype for the woman. Isis, Set. I guess it's all a type of feminine archetype. But I think Sophia is a little more. The story's a little more older, and then you get where there was something inside of her that felt she had to replicate what she was, but she had to replicate in a way that was different than the way they was replicating before. So she created something completely outside of herself, and then hit it. And yet everyone else could sense that there was something that changed. And then yet you're creating like a womb. But the womb was this dude could see the gods or the archons, and he could see humans. So I guess that kind of gets into, you have a choice. Do you want to come into this motherfucker? Because, Yaldabaoth was looking at like, well, I'm not quite ready for them, but them, they can't create what I can create. I am more than them. And even though he could see them, he didn't think they were greater than him because everything he saw when he saw them, he could do in his realm or his womb. And so, like my brother was saying, this is his domain. You have to understand what created this and what we are really facing and what, I'm watching a thing on Ice-T and I can't tell you about 30 dudes is doing this and the thing. And I'm like, look at all these mugs. I'm like, what is it? What is it? You guys, that's the level you on? You on TV, you got a show? Don't really get that. Ain't it a certain level you just sit there? You don't see them billionaires. I watch Fox Money all day. Them billionaires don't be throwing that shit. When they throw them billionaires on the camera, they don't be sitting there doing this shit. Why niggas be doing this shit? What? Why is that? No, I don't want to hear people talk about rich folks don't wear jewelry and shit because y'all didn't see Liberace. Liberace didn't wear that shit just on stage. If you saw Liberace trying to go to, what did they call that shit? That motherfucker had to, just stick their meat in a hole or whatever. When Liberace was showing up for that shit, he's minked out, with his jewels on. So look at Sammy Davis when he'd be out. Can you imagine Sammy Davis doing the line and shit? Man, that was really good. I might have to get some more of that, man. That's really groovy. Let's try some more. The Candyman can. Some shit? This Nick Taylor, this is for you. Until I used to watch Beretta, because Beretta had, what was his name? Was it Huggy Bear that was on Beretta? Huggy Bear was the pimp. They had a pimp. Like they had Starsky and Hutch had the pimp, and I think Beretta had a pimp. So I think it was Huggy Bear was one of them's pimp. And I about forgot why I brought that shit up. But oh, I know why I brought it up. So Beretta, keep your eye on the sparrow. I didn't remember that was Sammy Davis Jr. I was like, God damn. They was like showing a hit with Sammy. I'm like, I thought the Candyman, the Candyman can because he mixes it with love. It makes the world taste good. You got to love that kind of song, Makes the world taste good. That's positive more than that Willy Wonka shit. AD still 94. What is happening? So I did not know that. I did not know that that was him, or I didn't remember. It was so long ago. I didn't remember that was him. So. But I just mentioned this stuff because you kind of have to have a wide understanding of possibilities. You can't be limited in your possibilities. You know, you hear these things and you got to look these things up. That's why, I put my spell out there, look it up. Because that's really, all these people want to tell you, well, you're online and you're supposed to show me the inference. No, fuck you. You want to be lazy and don't want to look it up, that's on you. You look that shit up. You get them books. You go to them libraries. You order that shit. And then you find it. Then you come to me after you find it. This is my interpretation of what I found. And I am trying to explain it to people so they can use it. So you can use it. Because we are magical beings. And you in North America, we come from this. We come from this. The melanated Americas. This consciousness is not left. That transformation. It was just taken away from us. Understanding that what we are. My own book. I should have brought it. It's, that he showed me mounds in Wisconsin. And as I said before, Wisconsin has had the most mounds. Now, as I've said before, the Omen made the pyramid of the moon and the sun. They found that jade, this is serpentine, I got jade here. They found a jade mask like this in its base. Jade mask like this in its base. And all America is the land of the mounds. And he showed me all these mounds in Wisconsin that I can go see. I'm like, damn, thank you. So you have to understand, these lands are magical. These are the lands of the mounds. And not only did they destroy the trees, they destroyed most of the mounds. The Mormons, whatever they discovered, now my brother said earlier, he thinks that the Mormons discovered something and gave it to the queen. I don't know if I agree with that. I think they discovered something and kept it. Now, maybe they gave half, but I think they kept whatever was the most powerful. So maybe they had to give a little bit, but I think they got something to get for them to get a whole state and be given the okay and the supplies to go slaughter the Utes. What was they given? They're the only ones that was given something like that. Elijah Muhammad said the same thing. He said the same thing. So did Malcolm X. Give us our own land. You don't want us to deal with you? You want Jim Crow? Leave us alone. And we've tried that in history before. Have our own land, separate but equal. Then the melanated people get to do too well, and they want to put war upon them. Let me tell you something, and I'm going to say this, and you can look this up. If you look up what Europe was, if they weren't killing each other in war, let's look at when Columbus, Isabella, let's get into it. Columbus and Isabella, we'll go from that era. 1400s. Okay, even if you want to throw the Moors didn't control a large body of Europe. Look at what they really controlled. They controlled pockets. That's it. Pockets. The Moors didn't control Europe. That's a lie, and you're not doing your history. They controlled pockets of Europe. And the pockets they controlled, they did have influence. But they fell under the same thing the Europeans did, war and disease. Now, the Moors helped because, again, a lot of the disease came from the uncleanliness of the way they lived in Europe, going through Russia. But if you want to go from 10 until Columbus came, Europe knew nothing but war and plagues, disease. That's the history. Look it up. War, plagues, disease. And why were they allowed to go anywhere? Why were they allowed? Somewhere in history, definitely, definitely history's been changed. It's definitely been changed. Um, that kind of thing normally would not be allowed. Now, Super Sly, he'll hear this. You're talking about universal law. There would be universal law against them coming with all that disease and all that war. It would be against universal law, even back then. Universe ain't went to sleep. It didn't just wake up. Universal law didn't just wake up in 2000. That should apply then, because they were separate worlds. And that goes back into these motherfucking wizards giving them the guns, coming up with the guns and the medals, which is tampering, time tampering. That is what we've had, no doubt. But you know what the time tamperers say? You can't cry about it like a little bitch. Yeah, we time tampered, but you can't cry about it like a little bitch. Okay, that must have been kind of powerful. Uh, do you think another, and this is probably old, I'm sorry, do you think another global reset? No, I am off. I am off. I know they were going to cut off my internet to work on the cable at 1 o'clock, but I am not on the internet. So sorry for the disruption. But no, they're gonna let this one. This one has to. This one only been alive. You know, the new world has only been here for what 2 years. We're going. So no, not another reset. Not another reset. So the reset has already been done. So we living in one. So this is going to play out for a little while. This is going to play out for a little while. So this is what it is, and this is what we're in now. And we cooperate with it. You still got to cooperate. And it ain't hard. It ain't hard playing the part. As I tell you about driving, that's the easiest shit for magic to manipulate. Never get into accidents, never get tickets, never get pulled over. Just use magic. That is the easiest magic for anyone to use because it is open to everybody. And really, really, driving is really there to protect you. The way the magic spell of driving is there to protect you. And that's why I've said too many times drinking and the energy of driving go together. I know that doesn't sound logical, but it is. It's the same energy. The energy of drinking really matches the energy of the road. It's like this, like, okay, another way to explain it is like truck drivers taking speed and meth. It's the same kind of thing. That likes that. I mean, I can't tell you, and I'll even say with weed. See, the problem with weed, though, is weed slows you down. But when I used to hustle with tapes, take an 8-ball or something on the trip and had a little bottle of the little one hitter. So all I had to do while I'm driving is just turn it up and shake it and just keep going. At a bottle about that big, full with about 2 grams in it, and drive from Michigan to North Carolina. It's more that cocaine energy. I take a couple sniffs of cocaine, I stop and smoke a joint, that slows you down as far as just the way the energy moves. But you take some cocaine and you drive, it matches the energy. Matches the energy. Then it's the same with drinking, though. That's why I say it's almost like plugging in. Like when you drive, it's almost like you plug into something. It really is. It's like you really can feel the vibration. Like really, if you're in a traffic jam, just feel the energy of the traffic jam, what it is. You are all under that. You all believe you there, first of all. You all believe you there, and you all really want to be somewhere quicker. But you all agree that you all in cars all around. Right? Isn't that how it's done? We all agree to that. You understand? And that's kind of how it works. So use the magic of it. It's a path too. I mean, discover that. Just discover like a lot of the life and a lot of way magic goes is it is very Sims like. It really is. It's like when you, as I said, you have to hesitate before you go out your door. You just have to. You have to hesitate before you go out your door, because say you are carrying the highest vibration and you just march through your door. What happens is that high vibration, almost like an opposite, will come try to eat on that. It'd be like something really tries to eat on that. Soon as you cross the door, if you do not protect that energy, people, just the way this thing goes, it will start trying to eat that energy off you. But if you hesitate and you just super saiyan that energy, then you walk out the door. I always lock my top lock, so I hesitate again. And you just keep becoming a super saiyan. And, knocking stuff off you. But it's a path there. I mean, it really is. It's not really hard to see. I look at people and I can even kind of see some stuff they do. I'm like, wow, follow itself. It's hot outside though. That's why my air conditioner is going. I got the wall unit. I am a medium not broke person. I guess you could call me. I'm a medium not broke person. Medium not broke. Well, I'm immediately not broke. What's your financial situation? I'm medium not broke. It's worth writing down. And I am playing pickleball in the morning. Apparently there's some new Viagra. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I don't know. I just heard this in the commercial, but the commercial apparently a headache medicine must be Viagra-like stuff. But it says right here, Aleve 12 hours of love. So that might work for you. I caught that. Aleve is 12 hours of love. So that sounds like some kind of Aleve is Viagra now. So Aleve can give you 12 hours of love. So true about a high vibe and the benefit of checking your collar or simple hesitation before going out. I mean, it's all about being a super saiyan. It's like, as I said before, they have Superman, and then later they had, Neo copying Simon Magnus. Because Simon Magnus, if you don't dig about Simon Magnus, he talked about the holy eternal flame, but he was also the only person in known human history that could fly without a plane. He wasn't like Wonder Woman, had an invisible plane. He physically could fly. But he did that same, the symbolism they show of them bending down comes from Simon Magnus, them describing him. Apparently, when he would fly, he would bend down and say something to the earth and he'd push off. That this comes from, what you see Superman and Neo doing come from a person that really existed. And this person is the only known person in human existence that could fly. So, uh, you know, we have gone backwards. We ain't going forwards. If so long ago one motherfucker could fly around like it wasn't shit without it. Not any of them Velmas and how you say it. They're from India. Not any of that. No, this nigga just by himself could Superman in and out of places. The story is so strong that they tried to make a story about him and Peter, and I've talked about this before, because the Bible only, this ain't even a Bible. This is another story. I don't know if this is an ad on some shit about Peter and someone named Simon trying to fly, and we know Peter is not a real person, so we know this story is some bullshit. But apparently Peter could fly higher than Simon. For Jesus dead, when Jesus died, all them gifts left. But I do like the story of everybody wanting to heal. That is dope. I will give that to it. And more of us should be like that, because there's so many ways to make people heal. Most people, may look at it as just, physical ailments, but it's so many other ways. Some person like an old person just needing somebody to help them paint their house. Just something simple as that could be a gift that you was given because you're going out to heal. Oh shit, I can paint your house, and it ain't gonna hurt me to do it and help you out. So I need some more info on how to drive and not get pulled over, or how the laws even notice me. Yeah, I could rap to you about that for sure, because it's definitely energy. I mean, it's an energy in driving. It's an energy in that shit. Like it's a spell on my family, no doubt. And I've talked about this before. My great grandfather had from one of the first family, and I'll even say this, as I said before, our family, we're originally from the East Coast, the original tribe, but going into just my family was driven from North Carolina. We moved into Indiana, driven out of Indiana, going into Michigan, and of all the American Indian families that went into Michigan, my great grandfather was probably the first American Indian. As I said, he was the first American Indian to graduate from Michigan State, but he was also probably the first American Indian in Michigan to have a car. I'm pretty sure. He bought a car in 1919. He had a bumper crop, and he paid $9. He paid $9. He went into them Europeans, Ford dealership, looked at the Model T. He probably didn't even know. He probably had a tractor by then. Probably knew how to drive a tractor. But he went in there like a pimp. He wore a suit. Had a hat on. He had a, Godfather hat on there. And went in there. It was like, shit. He looked at that Model T with them 4 doors, and it had the flaps down when it rained. He's like, yeah, what this hitting for? Dude probably told him $1,000, and he hit him with that 9. You got this motherfucker. And even the idea and the imagination is that the shit went so good. When you be rolling, like any of y'all really know, like rolling to hit a real lick. Just sit on the floor and it'd be like the money. Like, God damn, bills is paid, everything paid, and you just got a floor full of motherfucking money. You just hit a lick. Do you know what that feeling is like? And you just go in there and buy a car, like, boom. Shit, that car would be like 150, 160,000 in our money. But I think somebody cursed us. I think some family member or someone cursed us too, because we've had 4 generations of death by automobile, which kind of all mimic each other in a way. So throw that out there too. So I got to find out. Straight pimping in the dealership, for real. Make sure the music and video is not tampered with. Definitely no radio stations. Oh yeah, definitely no radio. Radio is radio wants you to listen to WAP ass pussy. Like even that bullshit that goddamn Drake saying. Girls. I like girls who like girls, or whatever that bullshit is. I don't even want my children to hear that shit. My daughter to hear that shit. That's some bullshit. radio, children listen to radio. So that offends me. I feel offended by that. Playing that bullshit on the radio. And I said, I'm a librarian and I'm seeing these books and that shit is in these books. It was a book today. Oh, let me not forget. This is a book going into schools, Minneapolis schools. I want to say it was called, what was it called? Something like The Peacock Boy. I know I said The Sparkle Boy the other day, but this was very similar. And this was aimed at high school children. And it had a drawing, of course, like a colored drawing. And it was a drawing with a boy wearing, the feathered kind of top. And that's going into the schools. Now, I'll say this, prayer in schools. Let me say this about prayer in schools. And I'll tell a reality. I had never played football where the coach never prayed before the game. Not on any level. Not on any level. Every level, I had 7 or 8 football coaches to college. And every level, every coach prayed before the game. High school coach, football, prayed. We did the Lord's Prayer in college. So, A&T, North Carolina, it is a state-funded college. Before every game for 3 years, my coach said the Lord's Prayer in the locker room. I think Notre Dame does the exact same thing. My college college coach did the same thing. So this new thing saying prayer is okay, I think a lot of people can take advantage of that. And in some instances, it's already okay here. Because in this state, since we took all the Somalian people, again, this is a state that needs voters, it's already kind of passed about people can pray wherever they are with the Somalians. So the Somalians that are at school can pray at school. Somalians at work can pray at work. Now the Catholics, Christians, more the Christians and the Catholics are taking a win. Don't know. We see the NFL teams that do it. And of course, these are private enterprise, but it's not uncommon. I'm just saying, prayer in football is not uncommon. Despite fixed or not, even in high school and college, the risk of serious injury is always there. The risk of serious injury is always there. I watched a guy, Wendell Davis, maybe, played for LSU, ended up going to the Bears, and I told you the worst NFL field in the 80s was old Vet Stadium in Philadelphia. He came down and tore both his knees, both his patellas. He just caught a ball, came down on artificial turf, which was on top of boards, sand and then boards, and then they put, artificial backyard turf on that field. So injury is there. So on the field, and I know he was doing more. He was making the children feel uncomfortable that didn't want to pray. He was pressuring kind of everybody too. He was doing too much. And Supreme Court said that wasn't too much. But he was intimidating players, thinking that, doing this is going to create more playing time. That's wrong. Because that's the total picture of the total atmosphere he's put. It wasn't just simple as him wanting to go down like we see in the pro games and people circling. No, he was pressuring players to do this shit too. And several players said they felt that they had to do it or they were singled out. So that part is wrong. The other part is, hey, there he is, Lorenzo. What's happening? They chord and overlay low vibes. Yeah, they do. As I said, I worked with some cats one time, and they played European radio, one of the popular radio stations here in the cities. I don't know which one. The station literally played the same 6 songs for 8 hours. They played 1 or 2 extra, but for 8 hours, they literally played the same 6 songs over and over again. And one person said he thought it was great. I don't think the other person even recognized. It was just white noise. He was so brain gone. And like this is what gets me. This dude was cheating where he worked. This dude was gathering overtime by going to work early and just sitting there talking to his friend. For 2 hours, he got paid and he didn't do shit but talk to his friend because his friend worked third. But yet he was getting paid for doing shit. And then these people want to be judgmental. You cheating the company, yet you got opinion and some shit. You never know. Oh. Of course, prayer is a reminder that there were 2 or more agreed that he doesn't, that he is. It doesn't matter what system when we remember with ourselves. Let's ride reflection. Yeah. I mean, I football is such the kind of thing where I don't know if you could take it out. I really don't know. Superstition, playing football, I saw so many more superstitious people in football than I did basketball. I didn't see people as superstitious. They talked about Michael Jordan wore the Carolina practice shorts over all his Bull stuff. I can't imagine he just had one pair of practice shorts. But football, and I know a couple of movies have showed baseball players, being super superstitious, but football players really super superstitious. I know dudes wouldn't wash their uniforms. I mean, just crazy shit. And even the stuff I saw myself doing. If I had a good game, you can kind of understand that I tried to do as much similar stuff. So, very superstitious kind of sport, no doubt. No doubt about that. Hope I didn't just kill myself. Didn't mean to. Oh, where we go. Prayer in football is not uncommon. The most well-known prayer is the Lord's Prayer. The Father, God. Yeah. As I walk through the valley of death, all that shit. Yeah. I heard that for 4 years after. And I was a Muslim. My freshman year, I was a Muslim and had to listen to that shit. Yeah. Protectaton. Protection. Why can't Mark Jackson land a coaching position? I think his religious kind of fever, his religious fever, he wants it to spread. I think that hurt him. He can't spread his kind of thing, so yeah, because he didn't get any of these new jobs. I just think they're going to keep him where he's at, and he's making more money, so why coach? You ain't lying about radio playing the same songs on radio. Even the classic radio stations do it these days. Pandora does it. That's why I like listening to Sirius. I've been listening to jazz this week, and shit, I ain't heard the same song twice yet. As long as I listened to music before the game, I was good. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh my goodness, when they, as I said, 43 years ago, it was before they invented. They didn't invent them, the cassettes that put on your ear until the Sony cassette with the headphones. We had a player, Turner, got cut by the Jets. And remember, I was saying I was dressed like a cowboy. Some of the Chicago boys had some of the cowboy dress. So every day, my freshman year, it's hot in the motherfucker, but I'm dressed like a cowboy. I got cowboy boots. I got cowboy shit. And then Turner came back from New York, and he was dressed like a cowboy. But he also brought back some of the headphones. And he gave Lonnie, and that might have been even 81. He gave Lonnie a pair. So Lonnie was like, shit, I'm going to sleep. You want to listen to these motherfuckers? And so at 81 was the first time, I had that kind of shit. But my senior year of high school, I threw some David Oliver on. Seem like we're friends and strangers, with our life in constant danger. We be going through these lives and changes, trying to be in love. And you know, for y'all that's really Roddy Laws had did the instrumental version. Oh, David, damn, god damn. That's my God, oh, David Oliver. I don't know what you're thinking or what you want to expect. You can do love or let love be the test. Every time I try to say what's important to me, you change the subject to some generality. Seems like we're friends and strangers. Yo, David Oliver. David Oliver, pimp music. I want to write you a love song and dedicate this song to you. Tell me that ain't pimp music. And you know what people don't understand is that music that came out, you know, motherfuckers talk about how pimps talk. Just listening to that music just gave you so many ideas of how to talk to chicks. I mean, it just did. You know, back to writing notes and shit. I remember my eighth grade girlfriend, and she's like writing me little notes and shit. You know, like, I can't wait to ride that love roller coaster after school. Like, hey, you know it. Don't forget to put the seatbelt on. But yeah, I used to listen to albums, you know, go home, way, or, you know, if it's way or, you know, way, I ain't got as much time at home, you know, go home and then go back to get on the bus. But if it was at home, you know, have more time to, you know, meditate at home and shit. But yeah, superstitious in the motherfucker. That's why I look back when I got drugged. I got drugged, you know, I was like at my peak of the season, motherfuckers drugged me. I mean, they got me good. They got me good. And I'm trying to look back who did that to me. And I really don't have any idea. I really don't. But I know somebody gave me some speed, something like that, before a game. Because what I felt, I know, you know, studying years later, and I know what I felt then. There's no way the tea made me feel like that. I drank some tea and honey. That's it. It did not make me feel the way I felt. Somebody stuck some shit into that shit and poisoned me before a game. Who? Why? I've tried to do the time thing, and I can see everybody there, and it just doesn't make sense. Nobody at the table. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So I don't know, but somebody did. But yeah, that was my vibe. And hooping, especially semi-pro hooping, is, you know, outdoor tournaments, indoor. Shit, whole nother kind of deal. If you can hoop, you can hoop. That's all it is. There's nothing else. If you can hoop or you can't. There's no middle ground. Especially you talking about dominating, winning, trying to win money. It's motherfuckers can hoop and motherfuckers can't hoop. That's it. If you can't hoop, you don't really move through. Unless you can get to people that can hoop. That's what some people can do, especially semi-pro level. They get to people that can hoop, and you can ride along. Because hooping is so much more individual, especially, you know, street hooping. And they're funny, there ain't no street football. You know, like you can just go to the park and play football with motherfuckers. I guess flag is the closest thing to that. Now 7-on-7. And I still say, anybody out there listening, I'll give this out there. We could come up with a way what to do with linemen and linebackers. Linemen. Really probably could create a new kind of workout. Because right now, other than lifting weights and track work, there's really no real work for linemen, development linemen. There's really no real work. The way that right now, what they're developing is linebackers, receivers, and DBs. 7-on-7 don't help running backs. This is all passing. So somebody that can put together something that the lineman can do, defensive, offensive lineman that can do, that can enhance the skills that the defensive, offensive lineman need to do, I'll give that out there. I mean, whoever can create that probably will be on to something. It would enhance football. And as much as we love it, children aren't playing football. They're really not. Children are not playing football the way they used to be. So, and that could be why we see players longer. I mean, like even Michael Jordan. Why did the league still needed Michael Jordan? You know, Michael Jordan couldn't just be in the office and do his work in Washington. He had to be on the floor and be the nigga again. And he agreed to be the nigga. You know, he had a chance to not be a nigga, but Michael Jordan agreed for 2 years, and it saved that franchise to be a nigga again. He had a chance to step out of being a nigga. So, you know, for you motherfuckers that idolize that motherfucker, that's what he did. He he his retirement was only equal probably to nobody. To retire on the last play you made in basketball was a championship moment. Ain't nobody ever did that. And I don't give a fuck what he say. What you did afterward did stay in that moment. Because you was going to be able to walk away. Your last moment was a champion. When Bill Russell's team won, when he was coaching, the Don Nelson, the first manipulated shot, his team won. He didn't shoot the last shot. Don Nelson had a manipulated shot. Michael Jordan had a chance to do something nobody else had. Not Gretzky, not anybody. Not Magic. Your last play was a championship moment. No one else had ever done that. And you think they stained it. They stained it. He tried to downplay it, but that was a stain. You understand? And that was a shaming. That was taking away that moment. No, I mean, I imagine that's worth it to him. Oh, you can degrade me for a couple years. Fuck it. You know, my knees, I'll get my knees drained and get massages and, you know, sit out a few. And you'll script a few moments for me. You know, you'll script a little bit for me. But what did I say? You know, shaming over blood. Shaming over blood. They already killed his daddy. They killed that girl in his city when he was a boy. Older teenager, they drowned that girl. You can take that any way you want to take it. It still is a death around him. Same way, Magic. One of the players on his team might have been older. I can't remember, but that summer after I don't even think they won the finals. But I always looked at it as a death for Magic ritual. Guy got killed in a car accident. As I look back, I tie that to Magic. And they might have won it. No, he only won it his senior year. He lost. Freshman to junior year, he lost. You know what? Might have been, yeah. Okay. So him and another dude. Yeah, they graduated one state, and that dude got killed in a car accident. Yeah. And Terry Furlow. Terry Furlow is a Magic sacrifice, too. Terry Furlow that played with Cleveland. He's definitely a Magic sacrifice, too. No doubt, 1,000% a Magic sacrifice. Len Bias was probably a sacrifice for Jordan. Probably. It really looks like that. Looks like spilling his blood. Well, it was a just say no to. That's tied into a lot of different things. Len Bias was sacrificed, just like, you know, people forget. Don Rogers died a week later. I'm going to keep telling y'all that. Don Rogers died exactly the same way a week later. Look it up. Don Rogers played with Cleveland. Valerie McDaniels, thank you so much for the birthday gift. That is so kind of you. Are you in here? Thank you. Ayton to the Nets. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that. Yeah, did they make the deal today? Did they make the deal? Could they have did deal today? I ain't really watched much sports. I was watching Money today, and I was running around before I had to go to work. Was Malik? Oh yeah. Oh, don't even talk about that. You know, I used to live over there by where he got killed. Yeah, Sealy was definitely a KG sacrifice. I my cousin got killed the same way as I was saying. It's a curse on my family with automobiles. My cousin got killed the same way. Where Silly got killed is really one of the main highways I take to the city. I take two main highways to the city. I take 30. Well, if I go to St. Paul, I got to take 35E. But I basically take 35W if I want to go downtown, or the north side. It can take me either way. Or I take 169. When I first moved here, I lived on 169 in Plymouth. And that is where he got killed. And what is so odd, is that the way to go one way is one of the oddest ways. It's okay, so you're under this bridge, and to go on the highway, you go right. To go back on the highway to go south, or you go straight to like going a part of to go under this bridge. But to go north, you go under the bridge and you hit another road to go north. But if you're at the light and you take that left, you go into oncoming traffic. So he made it. It's so odd that where he would decide to turn left there, he had to take, the interchange first to get there, and then to drive one way in that little section is nothing but like bridges. It's like bridges every few miles. So I know exactly where he got killed. And he had a Range Rover. He had a Range Rover, which is almost indestructible, even if you get crashed. So yeah, but yeah, Timberwolves too. Timberwolves kind of too. But yeah, Silly. Saw him play several times. Never met him. Can't say I met him, but saw him play a lot. But yeah, sad. Free. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, free agency. Yeah, I didn't think free agency was today. Yeah, yeah, I didn't think it started. Yeah, it starts. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, later today. Maybe. They're not giving him money. They don't want to give Aiden money. They see how the league is going. Yeah, it's very mind blowing. Very mind blowing because I know exactly he lived where he got killed was like right the way I took. He got killed, that little and again, those cars was when we talking about what was it, 88, 89? Them is little tanks. What he got killed in, it's hard. I mean, back in 88, 80, or maybe in the early 90s. Them cars is hard to die in. Even the model he got killed in, his airbags up here, his airbags coming off the seat, his airbags. So how did he die? God damn! God damn! You scared the shit out of me. I was about to shot your ass. You better make some noise or something. All these people would have saw me shoot you. Yeah, you gonna eat. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about you. Eat that stale motherfucker. It's got to be hard as a rock. All these people would have heard me shoot you, and they would have said that I looked surprised. Darky, ooh, give me one of those protein bars. Yeah, let's have another protein bar. I like those. Dude, you eating my taco meat and you're not giving me a protein bar.
Have you ate any of them though?
Like most of them. So give me one, please.
I haven't eaten any tacos though.
But you can still give me one. It's right there. Just give me one. Yeah. God damn.
Oh my goddamn thing.
Bitch motherfucker. Okay, thank you very much. That's very nice. These are very good protein bars. Taste like coffee.
Oh, those are the coffee ones.
All of a sudden, I got an African accent. Coming to America. Bobby Fields. Let me get into Bobby Fields. Let me tell you how they do you. They've been racing. They have been racing.
This old?
I don't know. Look at it. Maybe not. That other's gone.
Man, that's solid.
Yeah, as long as it ain't green or nothing, it's pretty much.
Colorblind.
Well, there, it's good. Takes a lot for it to go bad. This is how this beast will feed you. You keep doing something every day, racing all the time. You got these cars and you race, and they see your habit. And I ain't saying they did something to his car, but one thing I really like about my Taurus is I hit a corner and I made a mistake. I hit a corner and I made a mistake. But the angle I had, the steering wheel, the car ate it and the car went through the corner. Do you know when you go fast, you have no error. You have no time for error when you go fast. Now, the Raiders player, that sounds crazy. But again, you are traveling hundreds of feet per second. And to kill people like that is mathematically easy to kill them. Because if any mistake is done, like even if you go on 120, do you know how quick shit is coming on you? I mean, anybody y'all drove 120? Do you know how quick shit comes, especially in the city streets, how quick you are moving? And you going 150, 175? You are eating up, you are getting there quickly. And that's an easy way to kill you. But you got to look at the other dude. The other dude that was with him racing.
That's what be crazy. Air my taco in my room. Motherfucking tacos, nigga.
You was gonna ask about Bobby too.
Yeah,
Hey, James.
Yo, how many tacos do you think we eat? Like
I don't know. We eat a lot.
a lot of like for like 4 months we eat tacos like
And
4
with
times a week.
tacos with no lettuce or no. Well, you like cheese. I don't really eat a lot of cheese.
For 4 months straight, we were eating tacos like 3-4 times a week.
Yeah, we like tacos.
Man,
Well, I talked about, David Wesley was racing with him. That's a setup. He's setting him up. Well, again, I made the video about Petrovic. Petrovic was the sacrifice for the European players. All the success comes in blood. All the success comes in blood. So he was the one that had to be, because he wasn't the only one. But his story was he always stank. Remember I was telling them European dudes came over here, dudes was stinking. I'm telling you. Them dudes stink. They brought their women over here. They women stink. It took them dudes years not to stink. But he was sacrificed. Man, Jerome Brown. They killed him and his nephew. Y'all remember that? They killed him and his nephew. It wasn't just him. Now, I've driven the vets them years. And it's true, but the vet Jerome Brown drove was one of them underpowered vets. It wasn't them vets like we got now, got 600 horsepower. That vet he drove probably had 150 to 200 horsepower. I would be shocked if that vet had 300. That vet probably had 200, 210 horsepower. Vets are the vets of that era, when Jerome Brown died, when you're moving through the air, a wedge moves through air the best. And those vets were made perfectly wedges. Now, the story they want to tell you that with his nephew in the car, that he took a corner too fast. That's what the story they tell you about Jerome Brown. It was a little wet, and he took a corner too fast. Number one, that car didn't go fast. Look it up. You don't believe me. Them vets wasn't what you see today. That vet, nope. I'm saying low 200 horsepower on that vet when Jerome Brown died. Low 200, 250. I'd be very surprised 300. It wasn't an LS1. I don't believe. I don't believe it was the LS1. I don't think it came out yet. But they tell you that he took a corner too fast with his nephew and flipped and killed them both. That ain't believable. I don't like my tacos with cheese on it either. Man, we don't get lettuce. Every once in a while, I get lettuce. It'd be just straight tacos. We fry up the shells. That's it. Barbecue sauce, taco sauce, salsa, sometime onions. But yeah, be easy to cook. We'll just, one or other, we'll just cook. He get these motherfuckers. He make these in lifetime. I like these motherfuckers. Protein balls. Energy bites. Coffee crunch. Yeah, the motherfuckers expired. That's why I'm eating them. So, definitely like Reggie White. Reggie White went over to Israel. And he got that shit. The toka. He got that shit. Well, what do they call it? Let me see. There we go. What they call that shit? The tonka. Yeah. Reggie White went over there and found the tonka in Greek. What that shit mean? And a lot of that shit's been changed when you learn the Greek. I think that's part of the reason they killed him too. I mean, I kind of look a little bit for his success, but like he didn't win a championship on any level, but with the Packers. But I really think that threatened him. I want to see some. Y'all want to see some racist shit come from a brother? Look at Reggie White's speech to Wisconsin. Oh my goodness. He literally says that Mexican people are good at putting 30 motherfuckers in one house. This motherfucker was like stereotyped like a motherfucker. He was like, yeah, the Japanese or Chinese are good at math. And the people was like, they thought he was gonna put some real information on these motherfuckers. This motherfucker was a stereotype like motherfucker. He said it was real good at putting 15 motherfuckers in the house. I'm like, God damn, Reggie. But just like when Douglas MacArthur gave his speech to the Republican National Party, the wrong words at the wrong time. Well, you can't win. You have to say the right shit at the right time as well. I am fucking this growler up. It's only this much beer, but I've been drinking since 10 o'clock. Was up there. I'm having fun with everybody tonight. It's just putting yourself out there, definitely. And showing that we're human. I think that's the biggest thing, is showing that we're human. And who am I to judge? Anyone. Jimi Hendrix said it best. I'm the only one that's got to die when it's time for me to die. So I'm gonna live my life the way I want to, and that's what it is. Quantum Science says you worry about yourself. With the South Boston accent. Worry about yourself. That's it. You worry about how you gonna be. You have children, give a positive influence, but really, when it comes down to it, when it really gets right down to it, oh shit, I'm sorry. But you worry about you. That's it. Worry about you and how to vibrate the highest that you can vibrate for you. Being the best you. That's it. And if you can look like that, and everywhere you go, people look at you like you the best you, that's that's positive. That's positive. And then it becomes like what's unfuckable with. To become unfuckable. Damn. This is some dusty shit. Oh, this is the shit. Okay. Alright, motherfuckers. I'm gonna give y'all some real shit. Alright. Alright, let me read this other shit for y'all. Right here. Little of my family history to give y'all some real shit. Right here. The family name is really Wampy. Wampy. From the Wanapakins. But the name was translated English to Ampy. And it goes back to a brother named Nana Pushat Bet, who was a Potawatomi tribe, or better known as the Eastern Abenaki or Winnebago people, which went to, and my brother would tell you, I always had a good feeling about Nova Scotia. So from Boston all the way to Nova Scotia. Again, world travelers. Now, I am related to them through George Washington Ampey, who is my great-great-grandfather. You dig? And his father was James Ampey. Right there. James Ampey. And all these motherfuckers in Virginia. Dicey Heathcock. Motherfuckers can't keep me out. Names is right here. And he married Eliza Warwick. And they went, of course, my great-grandfather's name is William Merle. That was one of my nicknames in college, Merle. That is my great-grandfather that I did know. I was talking about him a minute ago. The first one of the family to have a car and the first one to graduate from Michigan State. Right there, that brother. What year was he born? God damn, he was born in 18. God damn. He was older than I thought. Wow. He was way older than I thought. He was born in 1884. Shit, he was. Nah, this ain't right. Somewhere in here, this ain't right. He died in 91. But because he wasn't 97. This had me being like 97. And then my great grandmother, they said, was born in 1889. She lived to be 83. Her name was Adele. Adele back then. And then in 1890, I had a great uncle named Brahma George Ampey. And as I told you, from 1910 to 1920, a lot of fair-skinned American Indians became Europeans. Almost overnight, whole families would just disappear. They lived in, melanated areas. And he was one of them. We found him in Utah. He changed his name to something like instead of AMPY, it's almost like apron or some shit like that. And these other ones, I knew, born in 1881, I knew my great uncle, Uncle Elton. I met him. He used to have a Jed Clampett-like hat and shit. But he died in 1968. But I met him. Elton Ampey, I met him. So he's probably the oldest person. I don't know, maybe my great aunt she died in 99. So I wonder if she was older. Okay, so let me get this right. So we have the census from so George Washington Ampe was born in 1844 in Randolph County and died in 1918 in Paw Paw, where my mother's from. He is the son of James and Dicey. He was in the private in the 28th Ohio Colored Troops. He was in there. Right here it says he had a heat stroke, and so his heat stroke he was sent to the insane hospital. But here he is in the 1852 census. We find him, George Ampe. Yeah. My cousin that is no longer with us. And this is the picture. You see this motherfucker with the 54th Regiment. We suing everybody that tries to show this shit or show the group of them. We don't play that shit. You can't get money off this picture or the motherfucking group picture of the 54th Massachusetts. Do you understand? Ain't none of us playing that shit. This is our shit right there. That's Ism Ampe. So y'all see some people trying to sell this shit, you let me know. We go after people trying to sell this shit because we done caught them before. It's a group. This is a picture in the group. And he ain't this goddamn dark either. They darkened him like a motherfucker. I like if I could find a picture of him older, you'd be like, God damn, that is not the same motherfucker. See if I can find a picture of him older. But like you know, I'm just trying to tell you, motherfuckers always look different. It ain't no one way motherfuckers look. You know, everybody looks different. This is I don't know. She's related some kind of way. Cousin some kind of way. Whoa. Whoa. I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is it right here. Yes. I'm about to show this to my mother. My mother gonna trip out when I show her this. Let me see. I think I'm right here. Pretty sure I am. Okay. This is Melissa Wilson Jones. All right. If I'm not mistaken, this is my grandma Sookie. This is my grandfather. Well, my step grandfather, my mother's stepfather. This is my mother's stepfather, mother. So my grandmother married her cousin, no doubt. When she got married the second time, she married her cousin. Because this is her. This is my grandma Sookie right here. This is her mother. Or no, this is hers. Melissa. Melissa is my grandma Sookie. So they married, and this is very uncommon. I almost married Della. I almost married a girl because we met. Well, she was my cousin's cousins, but I didn't know she was related to me. But when I met her parents were related to my grandmother, her mother and her father. But when it came to us, we wasn't really related. But I'm pretty sure this is that. I got to show that to my mother. But my cousin, it was his birthday. They put all this information together. My brother finished it. This was my grandmother's census before my mother was born. This is my grandmother's census from 1940. Only 2 of the children were born. And like with my great grandfather, some years they got him European. what the fuck this is. I don't know. This goes. I mean, this is just. It's trying to show more pictures. This ain't a whole lot of pictures. This some. But like we are just so ingrained in old Michigan. Like the name Goins is another name. Goins, Staffords, Letts. This is the census to my great grandfathers. It says his brothers doesn't have the children. Can't really tell if this is race. 1900 wasn't using the term black, it'd have been colored. Well, right here it's got my grandfather 1884, so goddamn, he had to be 97, 98, 97 when he passed. Because in 1916 he was 16 years old. Yeah, he was 16 years old here. So maybe the B? No, they didn't have black back then. Wow. So now here's my mother. Wow. My families are assholes. My family are assholes. You see, they put my nickname. Look at this shit. Brian Toby. You see? You see how my family does me? Why would they put that shit? This is my fucking cousin. Put that shit. But that's what they knew me as. Like it's got all. Oh, it's got like multi X's and shit. It's got this whole line down here is all my children. Let me see. He puts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 of my children are on here. So that's not bad. Ex-wives and shit, exes. He didn't put my first wife on here. Then he puts my brother's name. Got his stuff on here. Got his nickname. Ooh. I don't know if he knows whose name is on here. Not gonna say nothing. Leave that. Let that alone. So, like I know my tribe. Oh, I guess I should show the picture. Let me show this picture. There's a bunch of pictures right here. You know, as I see my tribe, I know my tribe. As I see more pictures of people. I know my tribe. You know, just pictures of relatives. As I say, know your tribe. These is people I've seen people look like this growing up in the family. Again, from the 60s. So, you know, we've got this. And so when I call myself, I have every right to call myself. This proves it beyond. I mean, there's no way you can dispute this. This can't be disputed. And I guess if anybody was tripping and wanted to, you know, to, well, I really need to see that to kind of believe you. Fuck you. You don't need to see shit. And I wasn't even looking for me to be added. And then it's the rest of the shit. It's the Russells. I'm fifth generation on both sides. Russells, Macons. And the shit we found on the Russells is fucking Cherokee. Like we found more stuff. So I'm sorry I didn't answer questions. I was kind of on this love me hour. Yeah, PJ. You know, so I'm a history lover, and my cousin had passed months ago. You know, my age. He was the first. You know, when I graduated, and even though I graduated with 500 or 600, maybe 500, I graduated with 500 people. I think it was 6 of us cousins that graduated together. Let me see. It was Steve, Veronica, Yogi, Vera, me. So maybe Raymond and Raymond make 6 of us, and Raymond. And out of all 6, Steve was the first to pass. So he passed this year. But he put all that together. And then my brother started digging in them records and showed the rest of it. So we got the complete history of this shit. So, and it's like, motherfuckers, if a lot of y'all really remember how it was a few years ago when the Hebrew Israelites turned to American Indians, tried to take over what them niggas was doing in New York. If y'all really remember what that was like, for those of you that followed that shit back then, because the Hebrew Israelites, American Indians now, just replaced them in doing the same scams. And I forgot the point why I brought this up, but will come back to me in a second. Oh, but they used to fuck with Turtle Gang because Turtle Gang was showing how people moved around the world. People knew about the world. And I know I said about natural rights, but it was agreements. It was agreements for the motherfuckers not to come over here. It really was. And that goes back to the name Cleopatra that I talked about with the Time Walkers. And a lot of the reasons, and this will tie into what Sly was saying with the blood mixture and everything, and needing to curse, you know, to really counter what's gonna come at them. That goes a little bit into that. But them brothers, you know, but your people came and moving around. People moved around. The people that lived on the East Coast would go into the Ohio Valleys where the pyramids are. Not following the buffalo shit, like to go build houses and shit, go live over there for a while. Like this shit where right now we need to go to Ohio, be by the motherfucking mountains. I'll tell you. Yeah, let me push it out. I'm talking about astro travel and fucking with them mounds, especially fucking with them mounds in the Ohio Valley. And I know, and maybe even that's why I hesitate to go to the one here, because that's some real energy. I mean, being able to lead a body and go to that shit and go back to the way the ancestors looked at that stuff and how they used it. And maybe that was a reality generator for me. The other day, my mother showed me her 23rd and me. Even though my grandfather's mother was full-blooded Cherokee, our family is said to have a lot of Nigerian blood. Ah, okay. Okay. Very well could be. Very well could be. Look it up. Look your people's stuff up. It'll tell. I did come across a dude. Came across a guy And he had papers. He actually was one of the few people I've ever met that had paperwork that showed. It actually was pretty detailed because it showed the port of entry for his relative, showed where he was sold, the farm he went to, and he was African. So I met one person that had all that. That gets into slavery. I mean, what to understand? I think the union is the biggest thing. I think compared to non-union South, and them peoples. And peoples had a lot to do with it because them peoples wasn't doing what they wanted to do in the South. That Uncle Tom cabin and all that shit they made up. Because again, they want to make you think that their way of slavery, their way of doing work, their way of doing business. The papers don't say nothing about going to war against Ohio, going to war against Wisconsin, going to war against Boston, going to war against New York, Vermont, Maine, Vermont, Rhode Island. None of them papers say any of that. They say we are getting away from D.C. That's what them papers talking about. We are getting away from D.C. And that 10 by 10. As I said many times, look at how they attacked. And it really became them peoples versus the Puritans. And they wiped the Puritans out. They really did. Still a lot of Catholics, but most of them in the Civil War took an L. Catholics took a big L and spitting shit out. Catholics took a big L in the Civil War. I did a book before that was kind of interesting. I know, the chick is probably establishment, but it's still a good read. She even gives, some inferences to Reconstruction, but Michelle Alexander's book, and she worked for him, but the new Jim Crow is a good understanding of it ain't never went away. It's a real good understanding showing you this shit ain't never went away. Once Jim Crow was installed, the mind frame still exists. But as groups of people, what is the solution? The solution is get along. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, read the crowd. That's the biggest thing you can do. Worry about yourself. There ain't no saving black folks. That's impossible. There ain't nobody you can save. If nobody minds, you can change. So don't try to change them. Because trying to change somebody's mind is changing your mind. Damn, let me write that down. Trying to change somebody's mind is changing your mind. I'm a non-spelling motherfucker. Okay, there we go. So don't try. I don't want to change anybody's mind. I don't want to convert anybody. All I want to show people is how to use energy. That's the main thing that I try to do is how to use energy. How can energy be provided? How can you use your energy to best benefit you in driving, in sports, in everything you do? How do you use your energy field to work best for you? And that's I guess my emphasis. How do you make this work for you? And that's the key. That's the key. How to learn the real language. As I said before, the problem I have with the numbers people is everything. It's almost like this. It's like everything the numbers people do is everything is like we gotta fish the shit. Can you imagine that? Like you fishing and you just gotta constantly keep fishing. Not fishing because you enjoy it, not fishing, because you need to eat. You just need to fish. Not even if you hungry or not, you still gotta go fishing. That's the way the numbers people hit me. It's like everything has to be broken down. Do you know how exhausting that is? Everything ain't worth attention. And the numbers people make, and that is my thing that makes me think that they work for these people, because everything they have to break down. I don't understand that. It's like certain things have to be no matter the magnitude. And that's the problem. These number people don't understand that if it's a magnitude story, these number people, they can't help themselves. Y'all come to me and ask me questions about this shit. What do I say? Like, fuck that shit. It's the same thing. Why am I going to think about that? What they've been doing this. It ain't, oh my goodness, this matches with that, and this matches with that, and then we see this up. Why? Why keep digging? Why keep throwing it out? You ain't hungry no more, but you still fishing. I don't get that. And that's how I feel. Use it where it's used. You see how Lobo use it? You see how Lorenzo use it? It's like, well, hey, it's there, and this is the shit. There you go. It's there. And if you breaking some shit down, it's there. But to break everything down, that's fucking, that's being the impossible God. These motherfuckers trying to be the impossible God. Because being the possible God means the shit don't never stop. It's going to keep doing it, which shows like a machine-like mentality. Repeat. With Zach, Jonathan, and the boys after the NBA. Now, Denver, okay. I did not see that one. So they was doing a show together, or they was together? Because Jonathan lived somewhere else. He lived like in Florida or Alabama. He lived down south somewhere. But no, I ain't seen it. Okay. They were together, like watching the game, like in one town or the other? No, I didn't see that. Because I'll be looking for Jonathan shit so I can listen to that shit at work. Please, they were together? Damn. It was up in Buffalo? Damn. Okay, that's the only thing I can figure is I thought Zach went to Buffalo during the finals. Wasn't that? Finals was fucking last week. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. No, I did not see that. Yeah, the finals was last week, so them niggas was together. Okay. They moving around like that. All right. No, I didn't know they was together. Damn, what a bump. I did not know that. Okay, because Jonathan lived down south, and Zach fucking, what do they call that? Butt fucking England? What the Europeans used to call it? Butt fucking Egypt? I still don't know what the fuck that means. Way in butt fucking Egypt. What the fuck does that mean? I laugh with them, but Europeans would say that shit like I knew what that meant. I still don't know what butt fucking Egypt means, but okay. But yeah, Zach is like way in the south or west, north or south, or what do you call that? Northwest up in Seattle or Washington State, and Jonathan's down south. But okay, okay, I have to look that one up. I listened to Zach a little bit. Rambo didn't come on when I listened. I was listening, trying to, yeah, because I think I had about an hour to go at work. I'm like we get a break, so we get a break, paid break. You know, I only work about 5.5 hours anyway. I'm only supposed to work. Well, I work as much as I want, but we get a paid break, like a half hour fucking paid break. So really, 5 hours of working is really five instead of 5.5. It's like they pay me to give me a break, which is cool. So I happened to take it when I had less than an hour to stay there. And I got there so early that I stepped out. When I was listening to, and I saw Rambo didn't come on, so I just can't listen to music all the time. I like listening to music in my car, but just I like thinking. I don't want to hear motherfuckers just thinking. I want motherfuckers to make me think. So I listen to all kind of lectures and shit. Probably wouldn't mind auto books, but I read every day. I like where I work. I read. Constant research, and let me tell you, you don't. It's magic in that library. I see it. I feel it. It's a. I'm working yesterday. Now you tell me this is organic. I'm working yesterday. I'm looking up books to fill an order, and one of the books is called Brian's Search. Now, what is the odds that's a real thing? What do you think? That's a mocking. That's a fucking mocking because the energy in there is silly, the motherfucker. It's a silly energy, but it's a mocking. It's a real books that's called Brian Searching. That shit came up. I'm like, this is some bullshit. And then like the way the books would be, it'll make the books fall off and shit. And I'm like, this is some silly shit here. But it makes me think. I like that. I like that. I think. I like I can read a lot. So Zach in Washington State. Jonathan had the blunt lit, and all then it was two other dudes kicking it with them. Wow, that was getting blunted. Wow. Okay. Right on to them. Zach would probably be cool to hang out with. Nigga probably don't talk about that shit all the time, sitting with the motherfucker. So, right on. I was gonna bring my rig out here, but I've been taking these little gummy things, and they do the job too. I like not smoking. That I like only wax. I don't really like flower no more. But wax takes a toll on your voice and your voice box. And I broke the unicorn hookah, and I've not been in a rush to replace it. So taking these edibles is all right. Because I think about when them bitches poisoned me, them witches, they was witches. I don't know what the fuck that shit. But that shit took me to the edge. I have to say that. I don't know if you guys can understand a straight, I don't know what the fuck it was, but a straight just adrenaline. And really the way I was seeing it, it was like a motherfucker was in my head taking adrenaline and pushing it. It was literally like, that's what I'm looking at. I am looking at this being just shoveling adrenaline into me. I'm just like, wow, like what is this? This constantly feeding. And it was so intense that you couldn't even meditate with this shit. It was just a constant adrenaline. And I'm still trying to think of what kind of chemical would do that, give you the constant adrenaline. And it wasn't a speed thing or even Coke. Coke is a different type of the way it gives you adrenaline. But yeah, I would damn near say the shit was like a speedball type of adrenaline give. So I don't know what the fuck that shit was. And as much as, the awakened one was talking to me, I was like, okay. I just kept her going and kept talking to me, and it kind of brought me out of it. So I did something to try to take the pimp out. I don't know what it was, but I survived it. But it just shows you never know. And witches in this state don't really like me. I don't know. I ain't did nothing to. Oh, I'll say this though. The ones in control of the witches here do like me because I go to their shop. I bought this big thing from them, So the real witches and the dude that I got the autograph book from, they don't mind. They don't mind. So I'll say that. But some of these low ranking witches, they don't like me. I don't know what it is. What are the witches? I said this the other day. She's like, just because I can't keep a candle lighting all the time or keep a pot boiling doesn't mean I'm not a witch. A witch wouldn't even answer that shit. A real witch wouldn't even say that stupid shit. See, the real witch just look at me like, okay, they wouldn't even comment. So when she said that shit, I just started laughing at her. She got mad at me, like laughing at her, like, because you can't do it. If you could do it, you'd be doing it. And I was like, you can't do it. I don't have to prove that to you. That you don't. No, you don't. But you can't do it because I watch how you operate, and I know you can't do it. So get mad. And you'll see a lot of them can't do that. But if they can do that, you got somebody there. They do that shit. You catch them doing that shit. Treat them with respect. If you don't like them, tell them you don't like them. Don't lead somebody on that can do that. Because Super Sly was talking about a blood covenant. You go hit some shit, and she can do that. You fall asleep. That's the key. Do not fall asleep. Do not fall asleep. Keep all your clothes together. If you think you've hit a witch, do not fall asleep. Keep your clothes together. Put your clothes precisely someplace. Don't be sloppy. If you think she's a witch, do not be sloppy with her. Because you put your shit off. Listen to the way the energy works. If you think you're with a witch that's a little higher than you are, if you are sloppy and throw your shit all around the room, do you understand what you are really doing? You are throwing your fucking energy all around the room. You are scrambling your energy. You understand that? You are giving up some of your energy being sloppy. So don't be sloppy. Look like Zach's house? Oh, okay. I have to check it out. Zach's in, okay. Did you hear Aaron Rodgers' new chick is a witch? He trying to get what Brady doing? Yeah. Brady. Super Sly talked about them witches from over there. Well, thank you, Tyrone. Mopreme, 75. Uh, when they start wanting to go into, private life, starting children, I'll say this. I don't even know how you couldn't be fucking with Hollywood. Like, Hollywood would turn you into that. So a lot of times if you have ability, those kind of abilities go with these other talents too. And they kind of, and let me echo a little bit what Sly was saying about Mariah Carey, because him and I did a show years ago. I mean, we did a show about that shit. And we got to talking about, I talked about this the other day, Brenda K. Starr. Brenda K. Starr is Mariah Carey's cousin. And Brenda K. Starr was out there tricking too. But Brenda K. Starr had a little more light at the time. In the 80s, Brenda K. Starr was kind of the shit. And that was Mariah was young. And, I think Brenda K. Starr was their handler that put her and her sister both out there. Y'all remember. And I forgot to add that. But me and Super Sly talked about that back then. That came from Brenda K. Starr, no doubt. She did her song. Remember? Mariah did her song and got, a lot of things. Gave Brenda K. Starr a bunch of money, but she redid her song. I Still Believe. I think that I Still Believe was Brenda K. Starr's song, I think. And that's the one that turned her out, was more than likely her handler. And she wasn't really, she was like a New York star. She was in Beat Street. Y'all remember that? Beat Street, she's in the club. Cute little light-skinned chick. If y'all remember that. And so a lot of them had a training since they was young. Because a lot of these people that get into these roles that we see, let me say this. How can I say this? How can I say this to make sense? The way the code operates, to give a general reflection of how it turns into Hollywood, you have to look at the way handlers are activated, and you have the handlers that you see at different levels. If you guys can understand that. So just as we have the big times, we have the less big times, you understand. So you have certain levels that certain things are done. And what happens is these people that fully can hang in there, not go crazy and not burn out or kill themselves, they turn into the thing that they got this stuff from. If you understand, because they need the new, as I was talking about an archon, they need new archons to keep pushing this thing forward of control of the weak people that tend to follow the Hollyweird and entertainment. If that makes any sense to you. You and Supply Z? Oh, we do like one show a year together. So you think I'm in that situation? Man, I'm going to just tell you, if you think your girl is stronger than you, just don't be sloppy. You know, like don't, and when I say don't be sloppy, don't, see, when you deal with a witch, she's going to be very uniformed in the way she does things, because magic causes that. Magic, I don't know if to say magic causes that, but magic is not really sloppy. There's a uniformity into magic. So a lot of witches, when you see especially young witches that come into their own, they are not going to be sloppy. I'm going to tell you this. They're not going to be sloppy. And what happens is, if you come into that being sloppy, leaving your shit everywhere, you are pulling yourself apart. If you're around a witch and you are sloppy, you are pulling yourself apart. That's why I say you got to keep your shit together, because if you don't keep your shit together, she can use that against you, because she's going to pull you apart. So if you think that, don't be sloppy. Don't be messy. Keep your shit tight, because they'll take advantage of that. For sure. Now, I'm not saying, if you're kicking it with a person, you living with them or something like that, again, you're going to adapt to that person. But keep that to heart. If you are living with a person like that, don't be sloppy. Keep your energy together. Shit, when you shave, cut your hair, wipe that shit away. You cut your toenails, throw that shit away. Don't, telling you, especially your hair, because we shave a lot. Wipe your bathroom clean. If you think you're dealing with that shit, wipe your bathroom clean. Do not leave that shit. Dirty clothes is even iffy. But dirty clothes is okay, because that's a natural flow. That's a natural flow. Doing things naturally is okay. But I'm just saying, throwing your shit all around, if you sloppy, they love that kind of shit. because it's easy to control because everything with you is everywhere. So keep that in mind. what did she say in Wizard of Oz? Are you a good witch or are you a bad witch? Well, I'm so and so, and I'm a good witch. What did Jesus say when he looked down and like, I thought I was the one? What did the little illuminated child, beautiful child say? No, you weren't. How's somebody else gonna tell you you ain't the one? You dig that? I'm motherfucking told I'm the one. If I'm gonna get off this motherfucker, I'm still the one. Fuck you. How you gonna tell me I ain't the one? How am I a god or God's son? I'm listening to a little motherfucker. That's got to be beautiful and I'm following. And you gonna tell me I ain't the one. I just took a break. I'm still the one, motherfucker. You can dig it. I'm still the one. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I ain't the one. You can break me, make me broke, whatever. I'm still the one. That's how to be unfuckable with. And they shoot their volleys. You know, we all go through that where they shoot their volleys off. Just respond to it. That's all. Yeah. What they say in Vietnam don't mean nothing, not a thing. That's really what it is. Don't mean nothing, not a thing. You see in Hamburger Hill how they had to hypnotize themselves that all this death around them, their friends are getting killed and blowed up and just talking to them, but now they're gone. Don't mean nothing. Because I'm still here and I'm still in this jungle. And if I got to kill motherfuckers, more motherfuckers to be in this jungle to go back to America, that's what I'm going to do. What did old dog say in Dead Presidents? I don't want no pictures. I don't want no letters. I do not talk about America. I am here to kill them motherfuckers. That's it. Don't show me no pictures. Don't give me no goddamn letters. I am here to kill them motherfuckers only. See how he was still old dog? What old dog say in the other movie? I don't give a fuck who out there. I'm killing everybody. Then he went to Vietnam. They put old dog in Vietnam. He basically said the same thing. Don't show me distraction. I am here to kill. I am not part of that. I am part of this thing that causes me, for my survival, to kill all these motherfuckers that comes in my way. And that's the only thing I want to think about. I go to sleep thinking about that shit. I wake up, who else I got to kill? Do you dig? Old dog. They put old dog in Vietnam. He put that shit on you. When it's time to kill, it's just time to kill. But yeah, me and Sly done. You know what? Me and Sly have done shows together since 2017. When Sly was talking about having Professor Griff, me, Sly, and Darkman X did a show about that shit. I was subscribed to Sly when Sly was talking about Professor Griff when he talked to him. I was sub to him back then. I watched that shit. Professor Griff talking about you put me in peril and shit. Yeah, we've been. I have been friends with Sly since 17. The original three was me, Darkman X, and Sly. We was doing Saturday night shows. We did that for months back in 17. And Darkman X, got cheated by somebody, and he's a very emotional brother. And he did several shows where he just kind of screamed for a couple hours. And that kind of killed that vibe. Well, we've all branched off, and we all still cool. Well, yeah, back in 17. And it's funny, Sly was on somebody's show, And Sly, it was something about the Kennedy assassination that he brought up. And I was like, this motherfucker knows a little bit. And I'm an expert on that fake shit. But I was like, damn, I had to ask him something. It was like a question. And like, where is this motherfucker at? And we've been cool since then. We have been cool since then. So we do a show about once a year. Yeah. I call him a motherfucker like every show, at least, I call him the motherfucker at least once a show. He ain't surprised by that. Nick will tell you. I call everybody a motherfucker. That's just my word. I say motherfucker more than nigga. I must admit. Nigga's been more my father and my son, my oldest son, Brian Jr., been more their word. Nigga wasn't really one of my favorite words. Unless one of my children really fucked up, it'd be like, God damn, nigga. Like I call it double damn. When motherfuckers do something, you be like, damn. And like the shit impacts you so much where you have to like really even think about it again. Be like, damn, a double damn. So that's how I found out about me. Well, thank you, Tyrone, and thank you, brother James. But yeah, that's how long we've been rocking, since 17. So that just shows power in the community. That we ain't never went, like it ain't never been the little community we done put together ain't never been no thing where go get so and so, go get so and so. He said so. It ain't never been that since 17. As I said, back in like 17, I would what is that shit? Google some old shit where you could call a motherfucker. And I was just like practicing, but I had Darkman X number, and I would call him on this shit, and he was like, "Oh shit, Time Lord, what's happening?" And we would talk for like hours. And the passion that he shows when he does his show that's how he talked. That's exactly how he talked, and he'll tell you the same thing. We would just talk. It'd be like it's technically I was doing a show, but it would just be me and him. Nobody watching, but just be me and him. And we would just talk back and forth, go back and forth. So salute always to him. Because I've been fucking with him since 17 too. So now I've been fucking with Zach. God damn. I've been fucking with Zach probably since 16. Damn, was that 16 or the summer of 15? I had to think when my daughter turned 4. Yeah, maybe 16. I've been fucking with Zach. Zach call-in show on Wednesdays. I was the 4th person ever to call in on his original show. So, Pomatic, he called himself Flacco out of Chicago. Him and Benita Asset, when we used to do the talk show. That's really what got me able to flow and think and flow, was doing shows with Pomo. It's a dude, fucking Black Ice. I think that's his name, Black Ice, out of Chicago. I used to do his show, have cracking up. To just be confident. To try to have a flow and get in and get along with people. Prince O'Meal. The fuck? Something just happened? Okay. That's good. You remember Prince O'Meal? Not offhand, that name don't really ring a bell. That name do not ring a bell. Don't remember him, James. You have to like say something to make me remember him. But the name doesn't ring a bell. But Derek, the one that created the Gematinator, he was on my original talk show with my brother. He live in Wisconsin. So they don't, him and Zach ain't cool, but Zach still uses Gematinator. Most people do. Most people use Derek shit when they do the gematria. Derek made it better. Derek put the matches in there. And the matches is that's the magic, is the matches. So now I guess it could be said, can the matches be manipulated? Uh, I don't know. It just doesn't look like the algorithm that they're created with it, that it kind of is artificial. Pretty much looks natural. He used to be on slideshow all the time. Yeah, I don't remember him. I don't remember him, gang. I do not remember him by name. But yeah, shit. Because the only time I ever listened to Obsidian, Sly said he was going to be on Obsidians, and that was the only time and the only reason I would know about him. Kevin Samuels and the rest of them, I ain't never listened to none of them motherfuckers. The damn, I spent $40 on this. I spent $25 on this jug. I got a can, only a can. Well, I mean, it's a big can. I spent $40 getting live beer, which I could have damn near my beer case, my beer. That's all right. Help the local community. Fresh beer. Can't complain. But so we've all tried to grow. That's all. Hey, usually I do slideshow, usually like January, February. We always do a show around there. He would do, he would do a show with me. He would come and do my show. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I'll just tell you like what's interesting is, Nick and Truth are closer to his age. And I can like some of that shit, like the Manosphere shit really was, that was an age kind of thing. It's so many things that because I'm older that I don't, like what is the motherfucker gonna tell me about getting women? There's not too many things you can tell me. I done been through it all. Every kind of woman, every kind of, like I was giving you advice about witches. How many motherfuckers been with witches? Motherfuckers been with witches don't even know they've been with witches. But I'm just saying, I'm just trying to tell you how to get along. So it ain't too much. I'm like not watching some shit, some goofy nigga talking about being with bitches that don't like bitches. And why they don't like bitches, I don't get that. Why you had to go out there and say, well, we really don't like bitches because, And it's people that naturally just don't have the ability to appeal to women or whatever when they was younger. They didn't get on women early enough. I don't know. As I said, I watched a bunch of lames. Kirby Puckett was a lame. Michael Jordan really was a lame too. Muhammad Ali was a lame. Niggas was lame. I mean, Michael Jordan was such a lame, he thought that fucking a married woman was the safe way to fuck around. Well, she's got as much to lose as I got to lose. No, nigga, you got 300 million to lose. She got some twos and fews to lose. But that's how much a lame he was. Joe Louis did it better than Michael Jordan. Joe Louis was fucking a bunch of European hoes. Because they was trying to tell him don't be like Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson was straight up. I'm fucking all these European hoes. Married them and shit. The way they broke Jack Johnson, though, more even than the boxing shit, making him have to throw the fight in Cuba, was they took his liquor license in Chicago. That was devastating to his career, especially his long-term goals was devastating. He had the hot place in Chicago, and they took his liquor license. But he was a character. He think he was they wanted him to be with white women. They encouraged that shit with him. I guess I should break that down. They encouraged that shit. They wanted him to be one of a kind. They wanted him to push cars, racing, the way he dressed, and European women. They wanted him to do that. So people would hate. That fed into Jim Crow. When he beat that European Tommy Burns, you know what? Race riots. Like 10 melanated people got murdered because of the race riots after that. So you think that ain't generated by them? You think him being with European chicks ain't generated by them? Ain't allowed by them? Ain't taking pictures by them? They already know he can go to Europe and be cool. So you see all the times they would go to Europe? Then they created a law. They got Chuck Berry for the same law. Y'all know that? Chuck Berry went to prison for the same thing Jack Johnson did too. You know, if y'all know who Chuck Berry is, My Ding-a-Ling, Lucille, you know. How is that? Chicago and Gary is like, you know, Illinois, Indiana. Like Ali was the good guy. Do you guys understand? Ali was the good guy. Olympic gold medalist, everybody loved Ali. And all of a sudden he fight the bad guy, which was Sonny Liston, prison convict. They hated him. But yet, you don't think them people's got anything with changing Ali to be a Muslim? You think that was just Ali? You don't think Ali was kind of hypnotized by all that, overwhelmed by all that? To be in his pocket? You think they was just looking, we need him? It was old dude. It was old dude. This is the way he described old dude that was a Muslim. Trying to say he's the one that said that I ain't got nothing to, you know, Vietnamese, Viet Cong never called me nigger. He tried to take credit for that. He called Ali a top fish or some shit like that. You know, in the Bible it's fisher of men. But that's what he said about Ali was. He was one of them high fish, some shit like that. So you don't think they wanted to be all in his pocket? How many other athletes was black Muslims? How many? Kareem wasn't black Muslim. He was Sunni. It was a Jet magazine article, and Kareem was like, I don't even know what the fuck Ali is. Because they asked him, well, ain't Ali a Muslim? Kareem said no. He said, I don't know what he practices. That's what he said about Islam. Black Muslims. He said, I don't know what he is. I'm Sunni. That's what Jabbar said. So some of the world didn't even look at them as a real organization of Muslims. You understand? There's Muslims here in America beside them. A lot of Muslims beside them. And they ain't doing the shit. They ain't yolk up and, you know, even some of that yolk up stuff, the diet. Shit, look up Elijah Muhammad's book about diet. That shit is point on. It's spot on. That was probably one of the best works Elijah Muhammad. Did you ever listen to him talk? You talk about motherfuckers stuttering and stammers. What is the other word? When you don't stutter, you stimmer. Is that the word? You stutter and stimmer. Like stimmering ain't quite stuttering, but you got that hesitation there. You know, you stimmer. That's it. It's stimmering. You don't stutter, but you stimmer. And that was Elijah Muhammad. He was stimmer like a motherfucker. He ain't quite stutter, but he's stimmer. where you know the words ain't coming like they should. That was Elijah Muhammad. I saw Elijah Muhammad live back in '79 because there was a mosque in Kalamazoo, and went with him. Started going with him on the weekends. My freshman year. I'm trying to think. Yeah, my freshman year. No, before I went to college, I started becoming a black Muslim. So, going to the mosque in Kalamazoo, and we was going to Chicago on the weekends. And, you know, all my shit was from Jewtown, so I'm in there buttoned up, you know. Jewtown, I haven't found anything else close to Jewtown. That shit was the bomb. Where motherfuckers is, you walk in there and they put the paper on you and they start drawing all these lines and that shit like Superman. You know, like Flash shit used to come out the ring. Man, them suits from Jewtown, I mean, crispy. Do you know what it is when a motherfucker make a suit on you? What they do? Man, that's a hell of a feeling. And a lot of people don't even know what that is, to get a tailor-made suit. That is a good, that is like a woman getting her hair done and shit, to get a tailor-made suit. And then motherfuckers, and you know, after they done stitched you up and you put that motherfucker on this on your shoulders, nice and shit, and the shit is all Do you understand? And it's Mason shit, I agree. But it's taking their shit and making it our shit. You know, I look good in this. So I look very good today. I look very good. I look very good today. I look very good. Well, y'all, this has been the birthday edition of your boy Big Pontiac coming at you. I am going to give the divination before I stop because the divination is Esnob, which would my name in Mayan, my birth date would be my name, which would be 13 Esnob would be my name. And it is knife or flint, timelessness, discrimination, clarity, hall of mirrors, spiritual worship, sword of truth, facing shadow, integration of paradox. The symbol is the mirror or the sword. It's also the wave harmonic. You know, I told you that. That's the wave harmonic too. Number is 18. Color is silver. Herb is sage. Flowers orchid. Scent is lemon, wintergreen, or spearmint. Optical calcite. This is optical calcite is one of the stones of the day. I got some. You wish you had some. This shit is good to see if shit is hexed. You go in these goddamn places and you don't want attachments. This is the kind of shit you take. The magicians taught me that. Well, you can look, you can scan this shit and to see if that bullshit is on these places. Because sometimes it be shit on the place. Ghostbusters. Remember the women's Ghostbusters? They go into the supermarket. Shit is jumping on people as they're going in. Yeah, that's some real shit. You can get attachments. Shit like that can call it out. But anyway. Or diamond, phantom crystal, silver pyrite. It's the air element. Direction is coming from the north. Perfect for my day to celebrate. But the way that it will be shadow is illusion, judgment, self-doubt, separation, being caught in a problematic hall of mirrors. The problem is all around you. You understand what that means? The problem is everywhere. It's really not. It's only one focus. Like Ali was fighting Frazier. Ali tried to make it about everything. He said, no, I've got one focus. It's the butterfly. Nothing else. So don't let it be all around you. Thinking illusion has power over you or your ability to change your experience. But the way to get out of it, look at the mirror provided by other people in life situations as gifts. Don't be a hater is what that means. See how you maintain the illusion in your life. Maintain the illusion. Face your shadow. Look in the mirror. Wield the sword of truth in your life to release and forgive. See how you maintain the illusion. And that's what I'm saying. Driving all this shit is it's like it's real, but it ain't real. And that's hard. Happy birthday. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. August 26th. My daughter's is August 10th. And my son will be 33 August 23rd. Use your facial shadow. The mantra. One arm at a time, reach above your head, then cross your arms diagonally in a downward chop, as if the arm was cutting through the illusion. So you can break away just like this while saying, I am the sword that is not a sword, which can cut away with that which never really was. To cut away that which never really was. Only a mirrored reflection of truth beyond mirrors. I am the truth beyond mirrors. I now step through the mirror to the greater reality. Not Alice doesn't just look at the looking glass. Allison does what Neo does in the Matrix. She put her finger in the shit and she saw that she could go through the shit. That's y'all. So I ain't got no more. Guess that's it. The jug is gone. Thank you, Valerie, very much. That was so kind of you. The jug is gone, but there's a little beer left. But I'm going to join that in a silent whisper of thanking you guys. Thank you guys very much for coming with Old Boy. So much of the world pushes away the elderly and the elders. And so thank you for listening to an elder with some goddamn common sense. I got a lot of common sense. But I also try to show you how to don't be fooled by this shit. So, this has been the Chocolate Mountain Show. I've been your super funky host, Big Pontiac, coming to you on the 61st year of the illusion. Of the illusion. They give birthdays as spells to make you think you get old. It's a spell. And I feel so horrible that I put spells on my children. Fucking with circle my children and then fucking light candles and everybody's circling and lighting candles over sweets. You see how demonic that shit is that we do because we was taught to do that? But it's demonic in its essence. And we do it to children. So break the circle. Think about it when you do it. Think about it when you're women that you can't, or your man. I ain't gonna put this on one or the other, but think about it. If one or the other do it, break it. Don't let them circle your children. If you got to participate in it, break the circle. Don't make it be completely circled. Break it. Put intentions to save your child. Oh, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this. Send that to your child. It's ways to get out of that. So, well, y'all, looks like this is it. Thank you for celebrating with me. I appreciate it. I knew my crowd would participate with me. I'm high and motherfuckers, so a little drunk, but I can explain everything. I'm high and drunk, but I can explain everything. Look at my tan. God damn. See, I tell them I'm golden. Living my life like I'm golden. See, I'm not colored. I'm golden. Colored golden. Golden colored. See, me in the shirt, I'm almost invisible. When I wear this kind of stuff, you can barely see me. See, I'm so gold that you can't tell. This look like it's part of my skin, don't it? You can't even see. Look at that. It disappears. See, you can't see my other gold chain, can you? Look, I always got a gold chain on. You think I ain't got it on right now? Not this one. I'm talking about my other one. You think it's not on? See, you just can't see it because my skin is gold. See that? No, can't even see it. See, right there. Look at that. That's really way under here. I'm a silly motherfucker. It's way down there. It's in there. But thank you for making me joyful. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. For making me joyful, giving me a voice. Thank you so much that people still come. And I'm getting this shit together. It's coming together. It's a lot of shit that we're doing, but him getting the computer, learning how to put it together. Yeah, it's getting better. So all I'm going to do is keep my head up, keep putting my word out. And yeah, so till we meet again, say less.